This program, proudly brought to you by Inglis.
At $3 million. Coolmore buys.
Hello, I'm Caroline Searcy. Welcome to part one of the 2023 Inglis Australian Easter Yearling Sale preview. Over the next hour, we'll dissect the best of the best from Australia's elite studs heading for the Riverside Sales Ring and undoubted racetrack success. Arrowfield Stud is the benchmark for sales ring success and racetrack glory, particularly through the Inglis Easter Yearling Sale. Let's see what's in store in the crop of 23. Arrowfield Stud obviously has just a huge reputation for producing champions of the track, these wonderful yearlings that you sell year in, year out at Inglis Easter. The graduates we know so many, the Autumn Sun of course now with his own yearlings and 2-year-olds, Super Seth, Estijarb, Alabama Express. You know, this is so generational, isn't it? They're all at stud or have full relations in this catalogue too.
Yeah, we do, Caroline. The team work very hard from the matings meeting all the way through foaling, then obviously preparing them as yearlings. We're immensely proud of our record off the farm. We've got 68 quality offerings for Easter and there'll be no doubt champions amongst them.
And this is the year, of course, Widden Tycoon stood at Arrowfield Stud, so we've seen them selling really well with some wonderful brood mares. In particular, we're about to see here, of course, in the Arrowfield draft, Schnitzel, of course, still flying the flag incredibly well. You have Castelvecchio, Done Deal, the Autumn Sun, you know, just a fantastic lineup of stallions represented in the draft.
We do have a diverse group of stallions. They're all quality individuals, as you've seen today. I mean, to have access to a horse like Widden Tycoon for that year was a massive coup for us. The Autumn Sun, Castelvecchio have been well supported by John and the team here, and accordingly they've gone to great trainers. Starting here at Arrowfield with lot 437 by your 4-time champion Australian sire, the one and only Schnitzel from Vasilissa. This is, of course, the half sister to the Blue Diamond winner Tagaloa, who's now a stallion in his own right. The 3/4 sister Mandra is a recent Warwick Farm winner, and the Dam by Heart's Cry is from a great Japanese family. She's such a beautiful, relaxed filly, isn't she? She definitely is, and she's always been a highly rated filly from when she was born all the way through. She's a lot of quality, she's got great movement, great depth, huge hindquarter. She's got an incredible residual value as well, but to match it, she's just incredibly athletic. Next is lot 204 by Castelvecchio from Love is Fickle. Of course, this is the first crop for you of your Champagne Stakes and Rosehill Guineas. English Millennium winner in Castelvecchio. And this is, of course, the half-sister to Victoria Derby and ATC Derby winner Hitotsu. She's a meanie, Love Conquers All, Lean Mean Machine family. Lovely action. She's a classic filly, but there's some speed in there too, isn't there? Yeah, definitely. Well, there's a lot of speed about Castelvecchio as well, and her dam is obviously by the champion broodmare sire Reduce. She's a very athletic filly. She's typical of what we've seen of the Castelvecchio progeny. There's a great deal of scope with her as well. She looks a bit more forward than her half-brother, and I expect that she'll be very popular amongst the trainers. Lot 407 is by Widden Tycoon, as mentioned, of course, from the year that he stood here in the Hunter Valley at Arrowfield. Teaspoon the Dam, she's by Schnitzel. She was a Widden winner, placed in the Sweet Embrace. And the first foal to race, Dematas, is a 3-time winner. Half-sister Psychono, placed in Sydney as a 2-year-old. But look, this filly, by a champion sire from a fabulous broodmare, has the most gorgeous action, doesn't she? She certainly does. She's just an athlete through and through. She's got a great demeanour about her. She's just all quality. She's a real athletic quality filly that has great depth to her, a huge hind quarter, and she's just beautifully proportioned. Everything she does is so effortless. She's incredibly athletic. Anyone that looks at her will think, you know, she's a beautiful combination of the Widden Tycoon and the Schnitzel, and you know, she's going to be one of our most popular fillies.
Lot 107, the first of these gorgeous colts here at Arrowfield we look at by your absolute champion, the Autumn Sun. The dam's by Starcraft and is a half-sister to Not a Single Doubt. Great Snippets family of so many elite performers, but isn't he just a gorgeous, strong, powerful boy?
He's an imposing individual with a fantastic temperament, like what we've seen of the Autumn Sun progeny so far. I think if he can put it all together on the racetrack with his physical temperament and of course pedigree, he's a real staying prospect.
Lot 217 is a Done Deal colt from Maracaibo. Done Deal, of course, another race day double the other day, and he's just doing a wonderful job, of course, the son of High Chaparral. The dam's a three-quarter sister to Thalassophile, who won the Aspiration Handicap just recently since the catalogue went to print, and it is the great Calvin Cosy Bay family.
He's a gorgeous first foal out of this mare. I love this colt. He's genuinely a quality individual. He's in the mould of your ellipticals, your Castelvecchios, your super sets. He's a medium-sized, you know, light-moving, just very, very athletic, well-proportioned son of Done Deal. So the yearlings this year are from the second crop of the Done Deal increased service fee, and you can see the two-year-olds have had a terrific start so far this season. And this colt is a typical example of what we expect to see of the progeny, you know, going to Easter this year.
And finally, lot 254 by Schnitzel from Miss Bad Behaviour. First foal of a US group winner by Blame. A really forward guy, isn't he? I mean, he's almost ready to go and he's so Schnitzel.
He's very Schnitzel and he is ready to go. This is a very sharp, athletic, racy colt. I think he looks a very, very precocious son of Schnitzel. As you said, he's out of a very good race mare in America. He's so athletic, he's got a great brain. We really expect him to be one of the ones getting out there and representing as an early two-year-old.
And it obviously means a lot to every staff member here. We know with John and Chris Massara and Paul and Alice and everybody at Arrowfield, that this is just an incredible place to be amongst these elite yearlings who we know are going to be future stars.
It is, it's a privilege. As John and Chris will always say, and Paul and Alice, it is an incredible big team effort. The staff here work tirelessly. They've done an incredible job to present this amazing draft of 68 yearlings, and we just can't wait to get there.
Can't wait to see the Arrowfield yearlings, as always, become the next stars of the track. The Mitchell family's Yarraman Park Stud has always had a standout sire, but the deeds of their reigning champion Australian stallion I Am Invincible have taken the farm to a whole new realm. Let's see their select yearlings for 2023. Well, another wonderful year it's been, of course, for Yarraman Park Stud. I Am Invincible, the champion Australian sire. Congratulations on that. And again, he's right up there again this year. The champion filly In Secret, a champion New Zealand mare, Imperatrice, who's transferred that form to Australia. Great sale at Inglis Premier and a $1.1 million sales topper from Special Lover too. So it's been really great for Vinny and all the offspring right throughout the last 12 months again.
Yeah, he's a sensational horse. We feel like we say it every year, but he's a real privilege to have here at Yarraman Park. I mean, he's made a lot of people a lot of money over the years. He's been standing at stud. I mean, initially standing for 11 grand and now standing for 247,500. He's an amazing animal, and to perform on the track like he's doing, like you say, having In Secret being the champion 3-year-old and then Home Affairs the year before being the champion 3-year-old colt. Yeah, he's got a lot of beautiful stock coming through again, and as you can see with this Easter catalogue, they're out of very superior mares.
And Hellbent as well, with Benedetta flying the flag for him. We've got some lovely vision of him with Lance on board. I mean, he's doing a great job too. And your graduates keep performing in the highest of competition too. So really great, it is about the sales as well, and then seeing them go on the racetrack.
Absolutely, it's very important you're seen as a vendor to be selling very good stock, and that's what Harry and Arthur pride themselves in. They sell elite stock. I mean, we've had our fair share of stakes winners this year, but may they continue. I mean, just recently we had King of Sparta ran a very, very good fourth in the Oakley Plate, and he's ticked over $2 million in prize money, and we're really fortunate to have some beautiful stock around us, and that's what we want to present to the market every year.
Yeah, well, looking at these yearlings, we start with a filly, lot 271 by I Am Invincible from Noonday, so of course the half-sister to the Oakley Plate winner Booker and the stakes winner Banquo. She's a flying spur mare, and hasn't he been a top broodmare sire as well? And her yearling this year by Your Own Vinny, a three-quarter brother to this filly, sold for $2.5 million earlier this year. So this is one elite yearling.
Yeah, and as you allude to, she's a absolute stunning Vinny filly with a massive pedigree, being a half to a Group 1 winner in Booker, and having Booker bred up to the stallions we obviously know, and yeah, we're really excited with her. She's a magnificent style of filly. She's got the pedigree to match, and I think she's going to be a real highlight at the Easter sale for everyone that lays eyes on her. She was born an elite foal, and we said it the whole way through. We absolutely loved her physically. She had the pedigree, she's got the attitude, and she's just a really easygoing filly that we'd be surprised doesn't make a top class racehorse, to be honest.
Next is lot 164, another Vinny, I Am Invincible from Heavens Above, from a Coolmore Classic winner. Her Dam Reggie was a super tough race mare too, but again, she's really forward too, really quiet and sensible, and the dapples are out, and she has a beautiful action.
Yeah, we love this filly. She's, as you say, she's out of a Group 1 winner. She's the second foal out of a young mare that's been mated up. We know what's going on in the family. She's a physical to match. She's a beautiful loose mover. She's got that really elegant way about her. She's a lovely mover. She's correct. She's got a great attitude. She ticks all the boxes for us. I think she's going to be very well represented at the sale. She's a very beautiful quality filly.
Lot 177 by Deep Field from Indra Beale. And this filly's a half-sister to Madeira Sunrise. I mean, what a great update. Of course, winning this year's Lonhro Plate as a 2-year-old. The dam Indra Beale won 3 times. She was stakes placed, is by super sire Sava Beale. And her full sister, You're So Good, was second in an Australian Guineas. And it's that great Cloister Melito family.
Yeah, she's a lovely filly. We knew the 2-year-old had ability, hence the reason she was the perfect horse to target to Easter. She's an athletic, scopy filly that looks like she'll run it too and just continue to progress through the 3- and 4-year-old career. As you allude to, she's the half-sister to Madeira Sunrise, who we sold last year, and yeah, her first start winning the 2-year-old Lonhro Plate was just, you couldn't have asked for better for the mare, to be honest. The mare's in foal to Toronado. She's going to continue to be bred up. She might even go to I'm Invincible again this year, just off the back of her first foal doing so well.
And we wrap things up with just a wonderful colt, lot 277 by I'm Invincible from Octavia. Of course, this is the full brother to King of Sparta, a $2.2 million earner. This mare throws cracking types, and racetrack success is obviously in the family too. Tell us about this guy in your eyes, because he is just absolutely outstanding, isn't he?
Yeah, we love this colt, always have. He was a beautiful foal. He's gone on to be an absolute stunning yearling. His full brother's doing a great job on the track. He's a magnificent horse. He looks like he's got the precocity to run it too. He's a lovely short coupled horse with a beautiful action, lovely hind leg. He was born with a very good attitude, and he's never lost that. In the paddock, he was the first one to come up and greet you, and then he won't be bothered by anything that goes on, which also gives you a lot of hope he's going to run it too, potentially pre-Christmas, but also go on like his brother has. I'm really excited to present him at the Easter Yearling sale. I think he'll be really well received.
How do you see the sale? You know, we're talking about corrections, and, you know, last year was just a gangbusters year. So this is the best of the best, though. This is where you can present your very best horses to the very biggest and best buyers and get the best racetrack success. So there's no reason that should change. Yeah,
it has been a correction in the market, but I think when you're going to Easter, it's completely different story. These are the best horses targeted to the best sale. I mean, it's a very select group of horses, as every stud do. We've only got 17 going, but each one of our horses is top class, and we'll be really proud to, you know, pull them out of the boxes and show everyone that's going to be there. We love Easter. We're always going to take the guns there, and you know, I'm looking forward to taking our 17 down. Lance and his team here at Yarraman have done a fantastic job, but as is Anna up at the broodmare team. She's, you know, it all starts when they're foals, and it's a real team effort to get an elite group of horses to the Easter sale, of which we have done, and we're really proud of them.
Those Yarraman babies certainly ones to watch for the future. Coming up after the break on part 1 of our 2023 Inglis Australian Easter Yearling Sale preview, we look at the flying yearlings in the paddocks at Widden Stud. Welcome back to part 1 of the 2023 Inglis Easter Yearling Sale preview. We love seeing the elite yearlings at Widden Stud stretching their legs around the famous paddocks of Australia's oldest family-owned property. And the actions and pedigrees of these individuals this year are mouth-watering, to say the least. And it's an absolutely glorious morning out here at Widden Stud in the Hunter Valley, and just wonderful to see these yearlings galloping around the paddock in all their glory. But just going back to last year, the success of your $3 million sales topper, the full brother to Sunlight, those memories must be still really strong as you head to Easter this year.
Yeah, it was an incredible Easter yearling sale last year. The way all our horses were received and the support we had from so many of the leading trainers, agents and buyers, and blown away. You know, we knew we had a very nice colt on our hands, a full brother to Sunlight, but 3 million was beyond, you know, your wildest expectations. So a really, you know, special moment. So proud of the team, all the hard work that had gone into it, and yeah, it was, as you saw, it was pretty overwhelming. It was hay fever that day.
That was it, hay fever. But, you know, really it's great when we filmed a number of your really good stakes winners, of course, flying around the paddocks here at Widden, and you know, just the successes on the track recently, Zoo Gotcha, you know, Facile, Buenos Noches, so many others. I know I've missed some out because there are so many of them.
Yeah, we've had a great year, and the leading vendor on the Black Type Premiership, which is just a tally of the success off the farm. So a lot of the horses from Widden have had a big success on the track. Some homebreds winning Group 1s and graduates, and you know, Easter graduate like Zoo Gotcha really led the charge for us. Her dominance of the Princess Series, winning 3 of the 4 legs, and she only ran in 3 of them. Quinella with a couple of graduates in Lazago and Facile in the Sweet Embrace. Facile backed that up in the Riesling Stakes, just being narrowly denied by Learning to Fly. So she's really put herself up there as one of the top fillies as well. So looking forward to Easter and going back around again. And
all your stallions are so exciting and doing a great job, but Zoo Star in particular, I mean, he's again had just a phenomenal year.
Yeah, amazing to see him last year have the highest priced weanling in the land, the highest priced yearling in the land. Obviously an incredible sales early in the season at Magic Millions and right through. He's put a new string to his bow with a champion 2-year-old. He's the first Australian shuttle stallion to come up with a Cartier Horse of the Year in Europe with Lazoo. Right across the board, the stallions are doing it at every stage.
Liam, we were just talking about Zoo Star. It must be wonderful to be on a property with these magnificent stallions. But as yearling manager, I guess it's great for you to watch horses from your first year in that role, horses like Zoo Gotcha, Group 1 winner, going through the draft. It's so exciting to watch them racing now for you, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a big thrill. I look forward to waking up on Saturdays and turning the TV on, even going to the pub with a few mates, and you can, you know, pinch them and tell them, look, you know, I prepped horses like this and work with them. It's you know, I have as much passion as owners do when it comes to horses that I've dealt with and nurtured through from day one. So it's a real rewarding result for not only the farm but myself personally when these horses go into big things on the track.
We start for 2023 with lot 224 by Done Deal from Muse, of course by a champion racehorse and a fantastic sire in Done Deal. And the dam, of course, is from one of the greatest families in the Australian stud book. She's by Snitzel. She won 4 times, including the Lalia Stakes, from Precious Lorraine. So, of course, she's a daughter of Redoute's Choice's sister, Monsoon Wedding, who was a Magic Night Stakes winner. Bought her in foal, but, gee, this is a beautiful colt.
Yeah, he's a first bowl, but you definitely wouldn't know it by looking at him. Obviously, Widden went out and spend a bit of money on this mare, but she's definitely rewarded them straight away. It's very special to get a done deal colt out of her. We held him back for Easter just to give him a little bit of time to develop, and he's just blossomed and bloomed ever since the early part of the year. As you saw in the video, he's great white markings to him. He won't be hard to miss come Easter. He's just got great balance, and he's a beautiful trot and canter around the paddock. He really catches your eye, and he's one we're looking forward to getting down to the sales.
Lot 192 by Zoostar from Lady Zhivago. Beautiful colt. The mare's by Beneteau. She was a 4-time winner. She won the Inglis Classic, so she was out and going at 2. This is a full brother to Zamborghini from the family of Not a Single Doubt. He has this huge athletic action. I mean, even at the buck, doesn't he? The way he can sort of extend himself and that gorgeous Zoostar head.
Yeah, certainly. I think the first thing you'll notice with him is just that beautiful big jowl, real typical of Zoostar. He catches your eye straight away, beautiful big stride on him. He's just a real man. He's got a great forearm, gaskin. He's got some hind leg on him. He's really quite a pleasure to watch. Moving around a paddock, around yard, he's one of my favourites when it comes to doing exercise with. He really just thrives on every little bit of work, and he just eats up, and he's just got, real typical of the Zoostar. He moves along, beautiful big walk on him, but also he's just very sensible as well. He's a real pleasure to have in the barn. I know he's a bit of a team favourite. He's a bit of a character, and he's admired about how he goes about life, that's for sure. He's been a standout colt from day one, and he's another one we're really looking forward to getting down there.
Lot 49 by I Am Invincible from Bonnie O'Reilly. So, of course, I'm Invincible. We know the deeds of the champion Australian sire. The mare's produced a sales topper in the group place Basquiat. Espiona's in the family. Lovely, big, strong boy, isn't he? She's got those great, powerful hindquarters on him.
Yeah, he's a mare I hold very close to my heart. My first Magic Moon sale as yearling manager, we sold Basquiat, and he was couldn't have a better start to get off to my career as a yearling manager here. So he's a very special horse. Every foal this mare throws is a really unique character. They've got some great intelligent minds on him. He's no exception to that. He's a beautiful colour. He's just furnished into the most beautiful horse at the moment. He just catches your eyes. He's just got beautiful vinny head on him, dark, deep colour to him, and he's just got a real big, deep girth, and he's just extremely well balanced. He's a really good mover as well, and he's just, most importantly, he is just an absolute dude when it comes to life. Anyone from their first day of yearling prep to their last day of yearling prep, anyone could touch him, and he's just an absolute gentleman when it comes to life. Another team favourite, and one we're looking forward to selling there too.
Lot 79 by your own Trapeze Artist from Comprende. This colt, of course, by a 4-time Group 1 winner. Trapeze Artist with some really smart 2-year-olds already representing him. And the Dam's a 2-time winner by I'm Invincible. Really good appetite too, as I hear, is a bit of a trait of the Trapeze Artists.
Yeah, they certainly love their food, but coupled with that, they love exercise too. They're really just tradesmen, professional-like horses. He's no exception to that. He's a real mix of Schnitzel and Vinny as well. He's got the best of both that blood in him. He's just a great muscly, robust sort of colt. He really covers ground well. He's got great muscle definition through his forearm, his shoulder. He's just a beautiful horse when it comes to that. A nice big masculine head on him too, which is really important for these colts going forward. And I'm sure he'll catch the eye of many of the colt syndicates going towards Easter. The job Trapeze is doing so far, he'll be on everyone's radar, I can imagine, and look forward to that.
Lot 83 by Zoostar from Cool Passion. I know John and Anne McDonald pretty well, so I've been watching her since she was born because they obviously love her. Cool Passion, who they raced, was a great second in the Robert Sangster Stakes and a wonderful, tough, talented race mare too. She won 11 times, including 3 group successes as well. Just such a quality mare, and wonderful to see this filly cantering around the paddock.
Yeah, she's the mare's done a great job at stud already. She produced a lovely Lonhro last year, which we sold very well. She's real typical of a Not a Single Doubt through her head and her colouring, but she's got every bit of Zoostar through her too. Like, she's a beautiful deep girth, a great forearm, and she's a lovely mover. She's got plenty of size and substance, and from that family as well, she should be on every big filly buys list. She's got great residual value, and you see the lights of how Sunlight, Mizzy, Madame Rouge have gone on to sell post-racing career. There's no doubt she'll follow in those footsteps once she's finished up her racing career.
Lot 355, another by Zoostar from She's So High. The mother was a $600,000 broodmare buy. Last year's yearling sold for $500,000. Again, a beautiful cross and a beautifully balanced, well put together filly, isn't she?
Yeah, she's all class, that's for sure, this filly. Just got that beautiful colouring, as you can see the dapples through her. She's really a one that in particular has thrived from the minute she's come into the prep here. She's just all power, all muscle, covers ground well, and she's one who's just excelled from the minute we've had her in. She's got a wonderful hind end on her, and she's got that real trademark Zoostar head, big jowl, and just a nice big nostril on her and a great eye too. Like, she really is a filly that good. You'd think she's a colt if you looked at her. Really, she's just got great masculinity about her for a filly, but at the same time she's got that nice feminine head with her too. So she's one that really takes your eye, and certainly a pick of mine.
Lot 297 by I'm Invincible from Prompt Response. Another absolutely outstanding filly. Of course, we know what Vinny has been doing as a champion sire, but from a Group 1 winner. So, you know, these are the crosses that really work. Prompt Response, a Tats Tiara winner, multiple Group 1 place getter and winner of another 3 group races. So she was an outstanding race filly. And look at what she's throwing here. I know she's an out-and-out favourite for a lot of people around the farm.
Yeah, I mean, I know everyone can use this word at times, but she generally is the true meaning of a queen. She's an absolute star. I could, spend hours up here telling you what I love about her. She's got, just great muscle definition. She's beautiful head, great colour to her, great skin on her, and she's just, put together in all the right places. Beautiful big shoulder, great angles, great hind quarter, just in a mature head, and she's just got the mind to match too. She's a real special filly from everyone on the farm. I remember the day she was born here actually, and everyone would say the word around the farm was, have you seen Prompt's foal? Have you seen Prompt's foal? Because it was just that good from the minute she was born, and she's continued to impress as she's gone on, and she's never put a foot wrong. She's lived up to all the hype we had early on with her, and she's an absolute pleasure to come into work and look at each day. She's a real star of the show, hopefully. As Bruce McAvaney would say, she's special.
Well, it's pretty special seeing the passion you have for these yearlings, and obviously it's such a thrill for you all heading towards another Inglis Easter yearling sale.
Yeah, it's certainly a highlight of my year, getting down to Easter and taking a nice big draft down there again this year. It's something you pencil in at the start of the year. You really look forward to it, and it's why you get out of bed each morning early and you work those long days at times. It's for the love of the horse and for the love of getting these sort of horses to the sales, but not only that, and following them as they progress through in their racetrack career. It's a real full circle for me, and something I really enjoy.
Easter is the best of the best. When you're in the Green Book, you're a pretty special horse, and we're really proud of every horse we're taking to this sale. They're there for a reason, and they've got a lot to offer. Yes, everyone sees the high prices, but there's also great value and great opportunity, and certainly our draft, I think across the board, we've got some really lovely horses, and I think there'll be some great opportunities there.
Some sensational equine viewing there. What's not to love about seeing the Widden yearlings galloping across your screen? Well, some big farms buy mares and they trade them on. There's something holistic about Bruce Neal and Cressfield Stud and the elite broodmare band he's built up over generations. Let's see Cressfield's crop of 23. It was really great to see Bruce Neal here, of course the owner of Cressfield, and it's really great to see the passion he has for this incredible boutique broodmare farm, and yourself and Liesl and everyone do such a great job. Of course, the graduates in recent times, Nimmerly, Personal, Passive Aggressive, all going through Inglis sales.
Yes, great to have Bruce up. He loves it. He's still, after it's 20 odd years now, and he hasn't lost an ounce of passion. So that's the way we like it, and we hope to keep him happy, and certainly this draft, I think, will help do that.
And of course, Cressfield, you're renowned for these incredible broodmares, Group 1 winners, Group 1 producers, and then you match them up with the very best stallions you can find. There's so much work that goes into it, the conception of these yearlings and bringing them all the way through to the sale, and then of course when they get to the racetrack. Absolutely.
It's always fun at this time of year to see the result, and as you said, with such great families and great matings, you're always expecting the best as well. It doesn't always turn out that way. We'd like to think this year that it has. We're also in a bit of a transition period at this point in time where we've had a lot of our blue hen mares gone out to pasture, literally. They're out in the paddock there living the life of retirement. And a lot of our mares are younger, new mares that we're hoping are going to make the grades. So it's even more interesting now, just watching that transition happen.
Well, speaking of Group 1 producing mares, listen here. This filly, lot 201, is by the champion Australian sire, I Am Invincible. From Listen Here, the dam of the Caulfield Guineas winner shooting to win. Deep Field, who was a Group winner and also a Group 1 place. Sanaya, a stakes winner too. She's had 6 winners from 7 to race, and all in the elite sort of grade. And this filly, just a beautiful, beautiful filly. She's done the job again.
Absolutely. So, I mean, 6 winners, 3 of them black type. And this filly, as you saw, was a really good sort. And I think she's the best of the 4 that the mare's produced since Cressfield's owned her. So very pleased to be taking her to Easter. She looks the goods. I mean, she's got a great deep girth and shoulder on her, short cannon. And as I said, probably the most forward and the strongest at this point in time that the mare's produced for us.
Next, we look at a beautiful colt. This fellow, a real pizzazz about him, by Schnitzel from Artistry, the Shamadale mare. She won the Newcastle Newmarket, Hong Kong Jockey Club Stakes down in Melbourne, and Morris McCartan too. Multiple group place getter too. What a tough mare she was. And of course, we know that Dee's a Schnitzel, the 4-time champion Australian sire. And she's had the one winner already. That is the full sister to this colt, Impondra.
Yeah, so this is the first colt out of a mare. And as I said earlier, we've got some younger mares coming through. This is obviously one of them, a mare that we've rated fairly highly. Very pleased with the progeny to date. This colt's no exception. He's quite a late colt. I mean, he's an end of November colt, but certainly doesn't look out of place in this draft with the August and September foalers. So really pleased with the way he's come on, the way he's developing, and would expect him to be quite a good-sized horse when he's finished. I mean, he's already developing in the chest, and you know, when he walks, he's a great, relaxed, easy, loose-moving animal. So, yeah, he's a bit of fun and very flashy to look at as well. They won't miss him.
Lot 341 is next. This is another colt, another one by I Am Invincible from a great Group 1 winning mare, Secret Agenda. She won 7 times. She's by Not a Single Doubt. The Sangster Stakes winner. She won the Sapphire, the How Now, and other stakes races as well. Really great. Again, I Am Invincible from a Group 1 winning mare.
Yes, we like it. We like him. He's a very smart type. He's a standout, I think. He almost looks like a stallion now. Very typical of what the mare's thrown to date. Another younger mare that's, I think he's the 3rd foal, and she has thrown a type to date, but this fellow is certainly very forward, very strong, great bone, looks racy. I mean, there's not much to knock him on, this fellow.
Lot 242, a colt by Zoostar. What a great year again he's had too, with the likes of Zoo Gotcha, so many others as well. Miss Leonidas, mare by I'm Invincible, 5-time winner, won the Caulfield Sprint, and oh so close in that Group 1 Galaxy.
Yes, as you say, she was very unlucky not to have picked up a Group 1, but we may not have had her had she done it. But, well, actually, at the time, I think Bruce had bought into her, so a little unlucky. But you're right, Zoostar couldn't be happy with the way he's going. We're huge fans of the horse. I mean, I guess it's a no-brainer, everybody is, but it's nice to have one. And this is a great first foal. We're so happy to get a foal like this out of Miss Leonidas first up. And as you can see, he's a very powerful young fellow and well put together, muscular. And has a Group 1 attitude. He's certainly got a Group 1 opinion of himself anyway.
He does, doesn't he? But it's good. You need that charisma because they've got to have a bit of spunk, don't they? We're talking about in races and, you know, potentially that masculinity to potentially
absolutely.
be a
And, you know, everything he does, he's into it. He loves it. He's going to love a racing stable environment, so someone's going to have a lot of fun with him.
Next lot, 245, is a filly by Deep Field from Miss Took, a Fastnet Rock mare, sister to Miss Rock, and passive aggressive. Wasn't that fantastic? Just recently to see her win that Challenge Stakes, beating some of the best sprinters, not only in Australia, but as you were just saying, really around the world. The likes of Eduardo and Co. and Mrs. Onassis. We know, of course, the Misjudgment, Aussie Love Sport. This page is just so deep, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a fabulous page. We love it, and obviously quite proud of it because we've had a fair bit to do with enhancing it. It was lovely to see Passive Aggressive actually leapfrog Miss Rock in the catalogue page with that win. And you're right, you know, beat some of the best sprinters in this country, if not some of the best in the world. So fingers crossed now that she can get a Group 1, and well done to Dean Hawthorne who chose her, and Jonathan Munn's the owner. I struggle to fault this filly. She's not 100% correct in front, but none of the family have been. Otherwise, she is an absolute belter. She's great shoulder, depth of girth. She's almost indestructible the way she's built. And as the first foal goes, you couldn't be happier. So very, very excited to put her through the ring. Unfortunately, during the season, we lost the dam, Miss Took. So it's also going to be quite hard to let her go. But by the same account, she's there and she's there for sale. So, you know, we've got another filly at foot. So, well, not at foot anymore, but we've certainly got a filly weanling.
And finally here at Cressfield, a beautiful colt, this one by the, as we mentioned, 4-time champion Australian sire Snitzel. Thumped the dam, she won 4 times. I just loved her because she was out of oomph. You know, this whole female line has been fantastic, but she's already done the job too to race, and both winners Thump, and of course the daughter of Red Ransom, who's just a sensational broodmare sire. Yeah,
she's got everything going for her, the mare. And look, this colt, he's a very Snitzel. I can't imagine that he won't run this horse. He really does look the goods. He's got presence, you know. He's got a great shoulder and girth on him as well, so not much there not to like. Very clever horse, very clever, and you know, everything he does professionally. I'm glad you mentioned the dam line. I've worked with the Grand Dam and the Great Grand Dam, so I've had a fair bit to do with this family, and it's a family I love as well, and pleased to see still working with them.
This draft, I mean, you know, the Cressfield yearlings always stand out at Inglis Easter. How are you feeling going down to the sale? I guess, you know, there's the usual anticipation, but, you know, interesting times.
Absolutely. I think on the back of the last couple of sales, both here and over in New Zealand, I think we can expect a tightening of belts. I think we've seen the market come back a little, and that's certainly not without reason. And I would expect the premier sale, like the Inglis Easter sale, which is our premier sale of the year, to still go well, but I think it's going to be a little bit tougher than it has been in previous years. Having said that, we've got a nice draft. We've got something there for everybody. Come and have a look. They're nice horses, and I'm sure there's a few black type horses in there too.
The love of the horse very evident in the Cressfield breeding philosophy. Coming up after the break, one of the world's great breeders, Coolmore Stud, and Lime Country Thoroughbreds forging a unique path of their own. Welcome back to part 1 of our Inglis Easter yearling sale preview. Coolmore Stud has a rich history in Australia, complemented by its international successes. And when you look at the stallion power and the outright physical types on offer in the Easter catalogue, you can see their success is guaranteed for generations to come. One of the highlights, Tom, of course, of the Inglis Easter yearling sale preview is to come here to Coolmore, Australia. You've had 5 Group 1 graduates off this farm just last year, and so exciting to see the fabulous filly learning to fly, one of the top 2-year-olds of the season, who's from generations of Coolmore products.
Yeah, it's a wonderful Coolmore family, and from day one, learning to fly as a foal was an absolute standout. She was a queen. The word gets thrown around a lot, but she was impeccable. You could not fault her the whole way through, and you can see that now under saddle. She's an absolute beauty, and it's something that runs in the family. It's a great family, and we just can't have enough of it. To have the progeny of our stallions excelling in these feature races throughout Australia and New Zealand at this time of the year is incredible, and this is what we do it for. Well,
we start here for 2023, lot 389 by Piero from Subtitle. The dam's by Fastnet Rock. This is the full brother to Rock, who won the Newcastle Cameron Handicap twice. A tough horse. He was third in the Cantala Stakes and a stack of other great group placings. And as we mentioned, Piero's doing such a great job as well.
Yeah, he's a great stallion, Piero. He's already had 7 individual Group 1 winners, and this horse, as you said, is a full brother to Rock, who is incredibly tough. He himself looks incredibly tough too, so we hope that he can follow in the footsteps of his full brother. It's a well-known fact that Piero nicks incredibly well with mares by Sons of Danehill. He's produced 17 stakes winners and 5 Group 1 winners out of mares by Sons of Danehill. And Fastnet Rock himself is an elite broodmare sire with 7 individual Group 1 winners as a broodmare sire, and we feature 3 of our yearlings here today out of Fastnet Rock mares, so really you can't have enough of them.
Next is another colt, lot 142 by Justify from Formality. We know Justify, the sire of Learning to Fly in particular, getting the 2-year-olds out and running, which is really quite fascinating, isn't it? Because there's so much more upside for the Justifies. But Formality, the dam, a multiple group winner as well by Fastnet Rock. He's a leggy boy, really good sort of swinging action, isn't it?
Yeah, well, Formality herself was a graduate of our Easter draft a number of years ago and went on to be a very high-class racehorse, Group 1 placed at 2 and 3. This particular colt looks exactly like what he should, being by Justify out of such a fast and precocious Fastnet Rock mare in Formality, notably bred on the same Justify Fastnet Rock cross as Learning to Fly. So he's got a lot going for him. He's incredibly strong. He's got quality, he's a good mover, so he should be on all the lists when he gets to the sales in a few weeks' time.
Lot 261 is by Justify from Nikita Jane, another colt here at Justify, you know, as we've mentioned, the unbeaten Triple Crown winner in the US and sire of Learning to Fly. The dam by your own So You Think, who of course as a stallion was runner-up in last year's Champion Sire title in Australia. She not only won the Group 1 Surround Stakes, but also the Light Fingers and was third in a Randwick Guineas against the boys and is a first foal. This particular colt, really good, solid-bodied sort of boy, isn't he?
Yeah, well, obviously she was a top-class race mare. When you go and source mares like this, top-class mares to support Justify with in his first seasons at stud, you can't wish for too much of a better first foal when you pay big money for these type of mares. So it's a great reward for Coolmore and our partners in this mare to be presenting a top-class colt like this at the sales with the first foal. He's got a lot of Justify in him. He's made an incredible start with 7 stakes-winning 2-year-olds already, and you would expect them to continue on. So we really look forward to following Justify into the future because he looks like a very important stallion.
Lot 117, I was dying to see this filly by Piero from Ennis Hill, of course, the half-sister to Learning to Fly. Piero, as we mentioned, he was a champion 2-year-old himself, but he can throw Group 1 winners that get out in trip. This girl knows what she wants, doesn't she? She's a really pretty girl, but she's so forward, isn't she? Just like her big sister.
Yeah, half-sister to Learning to Fly, who's taken all before her in her 2-year-old season by Piero. So once again, bred on that Piero Danehill cross. But you can throw that all out the window when you look at the dam side. Like, it's an incredible page. It's one of the best families in Australia. Piero's a top-class stallion. Ennis Hill, potentially one of the best broodmares in Australia. This particular filly has been a standout since the day that she was born. While Piero's are known to continue to get better in time, this is an incredible 2-year-old family. Acrobat was a pre-Christmas 2-year-old stakes winner. Ennis Hill was a group-winning 2-year-old very early in the season. Lake Geneva was placed in both the Blue Diamond and the Golden Slipper, and this is the type of filly that's going to get up and running early, and she's going to be a real talking horse when we get to the sale. Piero is capable of getting top-class 2-year-olds, as we saw with Paris Dior, who won the Percy Sykes last season, and we think back to Tulip, who was also placed in the Golden Slipper from Piero's first crop. This is the type of filly that could emulate those fillies and perform at the top level at 2 and then train on.
Lot 337 is a filly by Fastnet Rock from Savvy Cope as agent for Morning Rise Stud. The dam was a champion New Zealand filly. She won the New Zealand Oaks, the Livermore Classic. We know Savabeel, her sire, is a champion broodmare sire. Family of Probabeel and so many other Group 1 performers, including the Flight Stakes winner, Never Been Kissed. A really relaxed, good action on this filly, and such a great Fastnet Rock attitude about her too.
It's an incredible fillies family, this one. She's a mare who is tailor-made for Fastnet Rock, top-class Savabeel mare. Savabeel mares, when paired with Fastnet Rock, have been 50% stakes horses to runners. And more broadly, Fastnet Rock over Zabeel has produced fillies like Atlantic Jewel and Avon Taj, 2 of his best horses ever. So this is a great mating that we believe. She's going to be on everyone's list at the sales. She's a great mover. She's got everything you wish for in a Fastnet Rock filly, and everyone wants a Fastnet Rock filly, so we expect her to be very well supported at the sale.
And finally, lot 180, another yearling by Justify. This is a filly from Invincibella. Now, she was a 12-time winner by I Am Invincible, of course, champion Australian sire. She was a Group 1 winner of the Tats Tiara. She won the Shirako, the Blazer, the Dane Ripper twice. What a star mare she was for Denise Martin and Star Thoroughbreds. And this is the first foal for Invincibella, a really refined sort of filly with a lot of quality.
Yeah, once again, a top-class first foal out of a top-class race mare. She won 5 group races and a Group 1 winner and over $3 million in prize money, so she was a top class race mare, very sound, and she was able to sustain that over a number of seasons. She herself is by I'm Invincible, out of a Galileo mare, out of a Zabeel mare, so it's great sire power there. And a Justify filly, we've already seen how well his fillies can do, not only here but in Europe and in America as well. So yeah, we couldn't have hoped for much more. She's a beautiful filly, great deep girth, really athletic. She's all quality, big hip and hind quarter on her, so we expect her to sell extremely well, and we can't wait to offer her.
Well, I think a lot of people can't wait to see these Coolmore yearlings for the Inglis Easter yearling sale. I guess it's a huge effort that goes into getting these horses down to Easter, down to Riverside for what is, a sale that attracts the best buyers, the biggest breeders and the most successful owners from around the world.
Yeah, it's a week that we looked forward to every year. Quality horses on offer with great pedigrees. You don't necessarily need to go there and buy a big ticket item to get yourself a top class racehorse. From the Coolmore draft alone, we've offered horses at incredibly good value over the last few years. Horses like Catchy, Pinot, Quick Thinker, Rocher Clock, Persan, all top class racehorses that were sold through their various Inglis Easter sales for less than the sale average. So you don't have to go there and spend $1 million. You can go there and spend a realistic number and buy a horse with a top class pedigree that can go on and win big races for you.
Just breathtaking what Coolmore present to the market year in, year out. Coming up after the break, Joe and Greg Griffin's Lime Country Thoroughbreds. Greg and Joe Griffin's Lime Country Thoroughbreds have done a remarkable job in their relatively short time in Australia. This Kiwi couple have gathered the support of some leading breeders, and they've had sales ring success and produced stakes winning racehorses. Joe, lovely to be here at Lime Country, just north of Scone. You've obviously settled into the new property really well. It's a work in progress, but a lovely new barn. And it's always your attention to detail that makes such a difference, isn't it, with these drafts? You do lots of hand walking with the yearlings, great clients, great communication. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, look, thank you for that, Caroline, and welcome. One of the joys of being a professional consigning farm is we're able to put these drafts together specifically around individual horses rather than having to take a whole farm crop and get them sold. Yeah, just getting to know those buyers across the board, and it's taken a while to get those relationships more entrenched, I guess. But you have good clients who provide great product. We've had our own farm bred, farm owned, Greg and I with mare partners offering stock this year for the first time, which is really exciting as well. 101
is a Fastnet Rock filly from Different 2, so we know Fastnet Rock is an absolute gun of a stallion. The dam's a half-sister to a great New Zealand dual Group 1 winner Dora Bella, and this filly's a half-sister to a New Zealand 1000 Guineas winner Media Sensation. You've got Insouciant, Fernhill winner Kuta Kalari in there, and of course from a High Chaparral mare, so a lovely mix, the Fastnet and the High Chaparral as well.
Yeah, look, this mare has a great place in our heart. That was the first Group 1 winner we sold, Media Sensation, and at the time our highest priced yearling that we'd sold, $425,000 for Media Sensation as a yearling, obviously bred by the Huddies, and I think it was their highest priced yearling at the time, so a lovely story. This filly, she still has 2 half-sisters in training with John O'Shea, one by Fastnet, one by Vinny, and I can't wait to see what they're going to do. This filly is very typical Fastnet, lots of bone, lots of muscle, rolls along, beautiful, well-balanced, good brain. Very typical Fastnet, and I think one of only 3 Fastnet fillies at the sale.
Lot 149 is by Pirata from Girandola, a colt, of course, by the first season sire in Pirata. What a great tough sprinter he was, an all-age stakes winner. The dam is a half-sister to the young stallion Invader, who was a 2-year-old Group 1 winner himself and now sire of a Surround Stakes winner, and also a half to multiple group winner Not Listening to Me.
This mare was one of our partnership mares. Greg and I are involved in the ownership as well, and we specifically targeted young mares, attractive, well balanced. It's her first foal, obviously good timing with Invader. He's a real, I feel, Easter style of horse. We looked at taking him to an earlier sale, but we thought he would furnish well for this. I think there's only 2 Pirata colts in the sale, and that's probably testament to the pedigree that the mare has as well.
Next is lot 241 by Written Tycoon from Miss Hawaii. Of course, we know Written Tycoon, champion Australian sire, and he's done wonderful things for so many years, and particularly with his fillies too. Miss Hawaii is an unraced half-sister to Yarraman. We forget what a great horse he was. An out-and-out champion who won a Queen Elizabeth, AJC Derby, BMW, you name it. Peace Force, also another half relation, Sales Ring Gold, and Gliding, another half sister to Miss Hawaii, won the Ethereal Stakes and is Throne Stakes performer. So only 2 dams on the page. That's what you're looking for in an Easter catalogue.
It is, and obviously by Written Tycoon and bred by one of the best in Tauranga Farm in the Ramses. I think one of the things I like about this page as well, there's stakes winners, colts and fillies. It's not one family or the other coming through with the colts or fillies. She's quite a rangy, scopy filly. Once again, I think it's been the right sale for her. She could have gone to an earlier sale. She was certainly welcome in them. And we decided after talking to Stewie that she'd be better placed here with a bit more time for Easter. And I think she'll be spot on.
Lot 406 by Snitzel from Tavernell, a colt for Michael Crismail and the family. Snitzel, a 4-time champion Australian sire. And the mare Tavernell's by Zabeel. She won the Francis Tressady. And this is a half-brother to champion Western Australian filly, of course, Tuscan Queen, who won the WA Derby.
What's exciting particularly about this colt, apart from the style of horse he is, and he is a beauty, it's her first very quick mating. Snitzel mating. She's obviously heavily been to Fastnet and American Pharaoh in the past, and this boy has quite a lot of elegance to him. He's sharp, he's very stylish and well balanced, and I'm excited to see what she can do with a Snitzel mating. He is a gorgeous colt and has been since birth. He's always been a standout in the paddock.
Lot 409 is another Snitzel. This is a filly from Tell Your Mama, dam a group performer in the US by an outstanding racehorse and sire in Blame. Second dam was a tough US race mare as well, and it's the family of the Coolmore Stud Stakes winner and now a sire in Home Affairs, as well as, of course, going back to the great family of Costa del Lago and Flying Spur.
Yeah, look, we love this page. She's another one of our partnership mares, Lime Country involved in the ownership of. Obviously Russian, Bang, Group 1 winner now. Home Affairs has come out since we purchased the mare. This filly, very stylish, very typey. I like the tail of the cat and the pedigree as well. The mare has obviously done the job on the track and is group placed to herself as well. I can see a lot of Snitzel in this filly, so much so in fact we sent the mare straight back to Snitzel off the back of this filly, and so she has a full sister coming in underneath her as well. And the mare is in foal to Home Affairs at the moment.
Lot 427 is also by Snitzel from Ultimate Fever, a colt from a dam who won the Gosford Slipper, and this is a full brother to Sprightly Lass who won a DC McKay Stakes and was the winner of 6 of 8, including 2 wins over Santa Ana Lane. And also, the colt's a full brother to Le Cordon Bleu and Stratosphere, who was a $925,000 yearling himself, doing a great job as a young sire at Grenville Stud in Tasmania. So he was obviously a beautiful type too. So the mare really can throw these gorgeous types.
If you want a sure thing, this crosses it. You know, the mare has been to Snitzel, stakes winner, stakes winner, stakes winner. He's a big, quite imposing looking colt, very masculine, sharp, alert, typical of what she's thrown so far on the cross. So I personally have a lot of faith in this. Paul Jelfs, the breeder, really wanted us to come to this sale with him. He could have gone to an earlier sale because he is a very precocious type, and he said no, Easter is where I wanted to go with this horse.
And finally, a horse a lot of people are very interested in, of course, lot 281, the brother to an absolute champion, by Zed from Opulence, making this colt the full brother to the champion. Very elegant, an 11-time Group 1 winner from the ATC Oaks to the Caulfield and Melbourne Cups. Zed, her sire's done a great job from limited opportunities. Of course, he's by Zabeel from the 8 Carat family. Opulence also from the Command's Danewin branch of the same famous New Zealand family.
He's obviously done a remarkable job from coming off not a huge service fee and the opportunities that he's had. and to have thrown 2 stakes winners in this family, both by the stallion thus far. And I think he runs at about 5.7% stakes winners to runners. There is so much Zabeel in the horse when you see Zed. I know not many people over here would have seen him himself, but we know the horse well from being in New Zealand. This colt, I spoke to the owners in New Zealand, Don Goodwin, and the horse he feels is the most substantial, most physical type that the mare has thrown thus far. He has a beautiful big shoulder, lovely big girth. He's got that slightly fluffy Sir Tristram Zabeel Z look to him, slightly Romany nose. He's definitely throwing that side of the family to him. Size, he's an early foal, he's an August foal, but he's not going to be an early horse. This is really the perfect sale for him of all the sales he could have gone to this year. Look, I'm sure plenty of farms say it, but this will be our best Easter draft. Just fabulous sire power, proven mares or very sexy young mares that are ready to sort of explode out there and people take advantage of it. I'm really, really excited about what we've grown on the new farm and delivering this year as breeders ourselves and for our clients who we know already throw those Group 1 winners.
More great quality on offer there from Lime Country Thoroughbreds. That's it for part 1 of our 2023 Inglis Australian Easter Yearling Sale preview. Don't miss next week's part 2 as we bring you yearlings from more Hunter Valley farms, from the Southern Highlands of New South Wales and from Cambridge Stud in New Zealand. I'm Caroline Searcy. I look forward to seeing you then.
This program proudly brought to you by Inglis.